Have you ever wondered where true strength comes from? Strength is a term that holds a multitude of meanings, a word that we often associate with the physical realm. We think of the bodybuilders at the gym, the athletes on the track field, the superheroes we see in movies. But what if I told you that strength, true strength, extends far beyond the physical? Resilience, my friends, is a form of strength that often goes unnoticed. It's not defined by bulging muscles or superhuman abilities, but by the endurance of the human spirit. It's the ability to stand tall in the face of adversity, to pick ourselves up when life knocks us down, to keep going when all seems lost. And this resilience is where we find an even deeper form of strength. If we think about it, resilience is not just a mental attribute, but also a spiritual one. It's about having the courage to face our fears, the patience to weather the storm, and the faith to trust in the journey, even when the destination is not in sight. It's about finding a source of strength that is both within us and beyond us. Now, you might be wondering, where does this resilience come from? How do we tap into this source of strength? Well, that's what we're here to explore. We're going to take a journey, not just through the valleys and mountains of life, but through the ancient pages of wisdom, the Holy Bible. Our focus will be on the book of Nehemiah, a book that holds profound insights into the nature of strength and resilience. Here we will find answers to our questions, wisdom for our journey, and perhaps a deeper understanding of what it means to be truly strong. So, are you ready to embark on this journey with us? Are you ready to uncover the true source of strength and resilience? If so, then stick around. Let's delve into the ancient wisdom of the Bible, specifically the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah 8:10 reads, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." But what does it truly mean? Let's dive into this profound statement and unravel its core message. To truly comprehend these words, it's crucial to understand the context in which they were spoken. The book of Nehemiah is a historical account of the return of the Israelites from Babylonian exile and their subsequent efforts to rebuild Jerusalem's walls. Nehemiah, the protagonist, was a cupbearer to the Persian king, who felt a divine calling to lead his people in this monumental task. So, when Nehemiah says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength," he's speaking to a people who have endured hardship and are in the midst of a daunting task. The joy of the Lord isn't a fleeting emotion, but rather a deep, abiding joy that transcends circumstances. It's a joy that stems from the knowledge that God is sovereign, that He is good, and that His plans are for our benefit. But how does this joy equate to strength? Well, it's not about physical might or mental prowess. Instead, it's about a spiritual fortitude that enables us to meet the challenges of life head-on. It's about having the resilience to keep going, even when the going gets tough. It's about finding solace and courage in the face of adversity, knowing that we are held and sustained by God's unwavering love. In essence, Nehemiah is reminding his fellow Israelites and us that our strength does not reside in our own abilities or in the favorability of our circumstances. It doesn't depend on our success, our wealth, or our social standing. Our real strength lies in the joy of the Lord, a joy that is constant, unshakable, and life-giving. So when you feel weak or overwhelmed, remember Nehemiah 8:10. Draw strength from the joy of the Lord. Let it fuel your resilience and empower you to face whatever lies ahead with courage and conviction. This verse is a reminder that our strength does not come from our own abilities or circumstances, but from the joy found in the Lord. How can we apply the wisdom of Nehemiah 8:10 in our daily lives? This question invites us into a conversation, a practical exploration of applying this ancient wisdom in our modern world. To begin, let's talk about the joy of the Lord. This isn't just any joy, it's God's joy, divine and pure. It's a joy that transcends our human understanding, one that exists beyond our circumstances. This joy is not contingent on external factors, but rather it's deeply rooted in the knowledge and belief that God is in control. This joy doesn't deny the reality of pain or struggle, but rather, it acknowledges them and still finds a reason to rejoice. In the face of adversity, this joy serves as a source of strength and resilience. It's like a wellspring that never runs dry, no matter how much we draw from it. When we focus on this joy, even in the midst of hardship, we discover a strength that is not our own, but God's. It's a strength that doesn't falter or wane, but remains steady and steadfast. For example, Let's consider a situation where you're facing a difficult decision, or perhaps you're walking through a season of loss or uncertainty. In these moments, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to let fear and anxiety take hold. But what if, instead, you choose to focus on God's joy? What if you choose to believe that no matter what, God is still good and His love for you is unchanging? In doing so, you're not ignoring or denying the difficulty of the situation. Rather, you're choosing to view it through the lens of faith, trusting that God is with you, that He is for you, and that His joy can be your strength. You're choosing to stand firm not in your own might, but in the joy and strength of the Lord. So, in every situation, remember that the joy of the Lord is your strength. It's a promise, a gift, and a truth that can carry you through any storm. It's a practical application of Nehemiah 8:10, a verse that reminds us that our strength comes not from ourselves, but from the joy of the Lord. How does this ancient verse resonate in our modern lives? This is a question that may nudge our minds as we navigate through the complexities of today's world. In contemporary times, the concept of strength is often associated with physical prowess or dominant power. This perception, however, often masks the true essence of strength as highlighted in Nehemiah 8:10. This verse, written thousands of years ago, still holds profound relevance in our lives today. The verse, in its divine wisdom, teaches us that strength is not merely about physical might. Instead, it's about resilience. It's about the ability to weather the storms of life with unwavering faith. It's about finding joy in the Lord, even in the face of adversity. This joy, the verse tells us, is our fortress, our shield against the trials of life. Contrary to popular belief, resilience is not about being immune to hardship or pain. It's about facing these challenges head-on. It's about learning from them, growing through them, and emerging stronger. It's about understanding that our strength lies not in our ability to avoid adversity, but in our capacity to endure and overcome it. In a world that often glorifies physical strength, this verse is a gentle reminder that true strength is found within. It's a testament to the timeless wisdom of the Bible, which continually guides us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. Through this verse, we learn that our strength does not lie in our muscles or in our power. It lies in our spirit, in our faith, in our joy in the Lord. It's a message that transcends time and space, a message that continues to hold relevance in our lives today. Misconceptions about strength and resilience are plenty, but the wisdom of Nehemiah 8:10 cuts through the noise with its profound simplicity. It teaches us that strength is not about physical might, but about spiritual resilience. In a world that often values physical strength, Nehemiah 8:10 reminds us of the true source of strength. As we conclude, let's remember that strength and resilience are more than just physical attributes. They are qualities of the heart and spirit, deeply embedded in our character, and are the very essence of human perseverance. Throughout this discussion, we've journeyed together through the profound wisdom of Nehemiah 8:10. We've explored the strength of resilience, delved into the significance of the number 10, investigated the practical applications of this verse, and examined its modern interpretations. In the strength of resilience, we discovered that true strength lies not in the absence of adversity, but in our ability to endure and overcome it. This strength, as Nehemiah 8:10 suggests, is not our own, but is a gift from God, a divine source of joy that enables us to remain steadfast in the face of trials. We then moved on to the significance of the number 10 in Nehemiah 8:10. Remember, 10 is a number of divine perfection and completeness in biblical numerology. It symbolizes God's law, the 10 Commandments, and the totality of the human experience. In practical application, we offered ways in which Nehemiah 8:10 could be applied in our daily lives. We learned that the joy of the Lord is our strength. This joy doesn't merely refer to a transient feeling of happiness. It is a deep-rooted sense of peace and contentment that stems from a relationship with God. Finally, we looked at modern interpretations, understanding how Nehemiah 8:10 remains relevant in our contemporary world. In the midst of challenges and difficulties, we are reminded that our strength comes from the joy of the Lord. It is this joy that gives us the resilience to face whatever comes our way. So let's carry this message with us, not just today, but every day. Let's remember the joy of the Lord is our strength. It's a divine joy, a joy that strengthens, a joy that sustains. If you want more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. May God be with you. God bless.